What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another Epic 7 video. The Origin update is finally here, and my god, we had a blast going through the story mode today and touching on the new features that were received in this first week. Remember, the Origin update is massive, and so a lot of the extra features will be coming at a later date. We're going to take it on a week-by-week basis, and this week we do have a lot of stuff to talk or touch upon, such as the summons. Well, that's not entirely just from the Origin update, but there are things I want to talk about, including Crow, the special Mystic Summon. We'll touch on this a little bit. I might have to do a dedicated video on that. And that includes things like the rewards we're going to be receiving next week, okay? So we're going to talk about what is the secret of newsstand. Are we still getting our free rewards? And additionally, one of the big things we're going to discuss as well today is the Sanctuary. For all the new players, maybe returning players, there are some PSAs. You might have seen them. If you haven't, I need to get you guys up to date on all this. This is very, very important. If you guys are going to skip around, just make sure, just do not claim this yet. Okay? As you can see here, I've not claimed anything in receiving rewards, but we'll discuss that in details in just a minute. There's some great stuff here, by the way. Can't wait to talk about this with y'all. Where is it? In the heart of Orbis. My god, guys. We did get a sneak peek, but yeah, anyways, we'll talk about that here in just a minute, but we'll try to cover every single aspect. I'll give my review of Origin, what to look forward to. And yeah, all this stuff, hopefully we can at least cover and discuss today, give you guys my top tips and just overall review of what Epic 7 has brought to us, Smilegate has brought to us today. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if there's anything I missed, any extra questions you guys want to discuss, if you need a guild, please feel free to reach out to me via Discord. Just send me a private message, join the Discord in the links below, or stop by any of my live streams on Twitch and YouTube. Always live Monday to Friday, sometimes weekends. We'll see here. And that way we can chat one-on-one and in real time. So thank you so much, guys. Without further ado, let's start breaking it down. Alrighty, y'all, let's first jump into the Sanctuary. I sort of touched on this in the intro, but if you guys are going to skip around in this video, I want to make sure at least you guys understand and pay attention here. Now, you might have heard from either on Reddit, maybe some other content creators. I know my boy Tristan Wolf already talked about this, but in case you missed all of that, I want to make sure you guys understand this. Do not claim your reward here yet in the heart of Orbis, and we're going to talk about why and how this all works. At least give you guys a basic understanding so you know what to look forward to, what to expect, and how to best utilize this entire mode. The reason we don't want to receive this reward yet is because we are only 10 days into the month, and this reward system is going to be on a monthly basis. Now, I'll break the point system, how to level that in just a second here, but the reason we want to wait for higher levels, guys, is there are some insane rewards in here. Now, I know at least this month, you won't be able to get super high. Imagine only around like maybe level 2 or level 3. But even then, right, we want to at least wait until we see the best types of rewards in here because there's some RNG. There's a lot of RNG baked into this and might as well maximize our gains. That being said, if you did mess up and as of watching this, you already clicked the receive reward, don't kick yourself. It's not the end of the world. It's really not the biggest deal. But those of you that haven't already, try to maximize, your gains here. But I do want to show you guys how good these dang rewards are. I was so surprised. I know they showed these in the previews, but I remember asking around in my chat at least if we thought it was going to be a straight up pre-rolled gear, if that was an example. Some people were saying no, it's going to be unrolled. I guess everybody was right here because as you can see at the highest levels, there are some amazing pieces of gear that come both unrolled and fully plus 15, as well as a little bit of an in-between. And I do know some people were also saying that the plus 9s have higher potential to roll than the plus 15s. But listen, I'm taking a 23 speeder on a speed set if it pops up because God knows it is so hard to hit multiple rolls into one type of substat, especially speed, right? So I'm taking this in a heartbeat if I see it. But just understand the rewards are amazing. So before we claim our monthly reward that comes, every 4 weeks, we want to make sure we're the highest level possible. Now, how does this all work? Let's go ahead and open this up real quick in the question mark. There is some extra info here. It's not all covered, but this at least gives us a basic understanding of the heart of Orbis, as well as any other information you guys might need. They did a good job on consolidating all the information. But as you can see here, guys, by purifying tainted relics, and I'll show you, I did save a few for you guys. You can raise the level of the purified sanctuary's boon, and as level increases, like I said, the reward you receive will improve, okay? Now, we can also store up to 5, and I'll show you guys this in a second as well. That means we can also delete some, in case we want to make room for better rewards. And the reason you're going to want to do this, guys, is because, once again, as you slow roll every month, and we're also going to break it down by week, and I'll tell you why in just a second, we can store the rewards that we get in case, we don't get something better. But you're just going to store up to 5 rewards. Just pick whichever 5 look good. And then as you progress, you'll replace those 5 with even better and better ones as you either roll or level up to a new tier and all that. But that's kind of the gist, and you can see here, guys, they say the 1 purified reward per month, and it resets at the first of each month. Now, not only that, though, we are going to be getting these tainted relics, I believe, at the start of the month, and as well as every week. That's what I've heard. It didn't say that, I don't think, in the Heart of Orbis guide, but that's what a lot of people are saying, and that would kind of make sense. So we'll check on Monday if we get some extra purification, what do you call them, some tainted relics, but I believe every week on the top we'll also get some purification stuff. So if you guys can see here, I stockpiled some leafs, some equipment conversion gems, some gold transmits, and some Molagora. Juicy rewards, even here at the base level 1. Okay, so the way this works is how we want to level and get the rewards is we're going to hit this purification button. Remember, we receive these at the start of the month and possibly every week. We're going to click that button, and that's going to both roll us a new item here as well as increase our level bar here very slightly. And like I mentioned, you want to just kind of grab some good ones that you see, and you can always just kind of delete and arrange here on items that you want to replace once you get higher up or receive rewards that you think are good. Now, just as a quick example, I think for those of you that are newer, I think the best one is the Molagora here. If you're a veteran like me, you kind of have built most units, you're not going to need this as much as some players, but for free-to-plays and early game players, Molagoras is absolutely one of the worst bottlenecks that you'll have for improving and gearing up your characters, or I should say growing your characters. So I would really recommend picking these up because, you know, it's very time gated. Leafs are always good. The mod gems are obviously amazing once you're end game for gear, and the gold transmits if you need to like level up a boss character or you want to just kind of go to town on some Gamba, try to get some Moonlight units, okay? But the rewards, as I showed you guys earlier, are absolutely crazy. So try to level, try to min-max, get the best stuff per month. Don't rush anything. Epic 7 really is a waiting game, and I'll tell you guys even more so why when we get to the summon section later. Now, since we're on the Heart of Orbis topic, I did want to bring up this post, this informative post, I should say, from Funny Valentine Doijan, who says, we lost a bit of Sky Stones per day with the new Orbis core. If you guys somehow forgot, or maybe you're absolutely brand new to Epic 7, we used to be able to get some Sky Stones per day from that Heart of Orbis system, where now it's that big, you know, you can get leaves, units, moonlights, gear. Now, it used to just be like a golden Sky Stone system, and you had a chance like for a bonus Sky Stone. And essentially what they're trying to say, this guy is obviously not very happy with the Smilegate, with Smilegate for removing the Sky Stones. It is a net negative in terms of how much free Sky Stones we get. But overall, guys, I think as the system progresses, like I showed y'all with the Molagora, the chance at even just 50 leafs at the base level, and at the highest level, 5-star Moonlight tickets, things like 23 speeder weapons, I believe this is going to be overall much better. It always sucks, especially as free to play. We're counting how many Sky Stones we get, you know. I get that sort of negative feeling, but let's let the system rock. Let's let Smilegate cook for now, and I do think in the end it's going to be much better. It's going to feel more rewarding. It's really going to scratch that gotcha itch too, to see what you get if you can get in that month those amazing rewards, and it'll give you something to look forward to. So I wouldn't harp on this too much, but you know, if it really is that bad in Sky Stones, we can always give some feedback too. Alrighty, guys, next on the list, let's talk quickly about the Ogre's Armory. We're not going to spend too long on here. It's a very simple system. This will unlock once you finish that intro, the new episode stories where you get to see all the characters, Roz, Crow, Victorica, and the crew. Very good, very worth watching and paying attention to. Remember, fully voice acted. Smilegate really did a great job with the cutscenes, the music, all of it. Now you'll unlock this Ogre's Armory, and let me just get this out of the way, guys. Veterans, it's, unless I'm missing something here, almost everybody that is endgame veteran to Epic 7, this is something that you do not want to spend your energy on, and we kind of figured this out when Smilegate sort of previewed this system, but you know, had to make sure for ourselves. Now, for anyone that is not a veteran, either new to mid-game players, this is a great system, I think, where at least for 10 entries a day, you get to get some rewards here on some very nice sets. I think they chose a decent, you know, mix here. I would say crit set, the more the game progresses, is probably the weakest set overall in this bunch, but overall, you know, it's still very good. And the main thing about this Ogre's Armory is that these are going to be a lot easier to roll. They're less resource intensive to roll up. The downside is that we cannot reforge them, so they're not going to be your end-all be-all pieces of gear. But just for progressing, just for doing like early game hunts, maybe venturing into like Abyss and all that, Labyrinths, I think these are going to be absolutely insane. And the fact that we can kind of pinpoint for, you know, good sets here, and they all start epic if you can get to this what do you call it? The hard mode, I think is a great system to be added. So once again, end game players, ignore this. Newer to mid game players, take advantage while you can. Just understand that you're going to replace this gear eventually. Okay. But you know, I really like this catch up mechanic from Smilegate. Alrighty, y'all. Next up, let's talk about the secretive newsstand, the free rewards we're supposed to be receiving, the packs, all this stuff here. What the heck are these regular coupon exchanges? I got a lot of messages this morning during the stream. People worried that we're gonna have to whale out to get those promised free rewards, like the limited artifact stuff, the moonlight units, the summon tickets, all that good stuff. That'll be happening as early as next week, I believe. So don't fret. We're gonna be receiving those rewards for free next week. This has nothing to do with that. Now, what are these packs? These are kind of similar to the Harsetti and New Moon Luna packs that came out not too long ago, where you get additional items for spending. Okay, so this is really just big whale territory. And the more you spend, the more stuff you can kind of claim in this shop. Now, there are some very, very juicy items here, but let me give a quick disclaimer on spending in any game, not just Epic 7, but in E7 in particular. And that is, never spend if you don't need to. Never spend beyond your means. However, if you were going to spend, you have the money. Hey, maybe you're wailing out here. These are some of the best packs, I think, to go in on. Not only just because of the additional rewards here, but Smilegate really jam-packs the value if it is similar to the New Moon Luna / Harsetti packs, okay? So if you were going to spend, either you had some Christmas money left over all the way from last year, or you're just big balling like that and you got extra money to spend, you want to support Smilegate and get some awesome value in game, I think this is a good place to kind of spend and go crazy on. But just remember, Epic 7 is a very free-to-play friendly game. Some people might think that it is getting less free-to-play friendly as time progresses because of just how powerful the units are and how many you need. And while that might be true, it is still possible to fulfill or at least experience the entire game and feel really good about it as full free-to-play, okay? So take my word for that. Spend or don't spend here. Just understand these are very good value, and they have nothing to do with the free stuff we're going to be receiving next week. Alrighty, y'all. Last but not least, let's quickly talk about summons. I don't think we have time right now to talk about Guard Captain Crow, but please let me know in the comments if you did decide to summon for him today. How did your summons go? I think I got 2 copies in about 100 pulls, and I just ended up buying his artifact with powder. I'm kind of done with that. If you're asking me if he's worth it or not, I do think his kit is very strong, and his artifact, at least for Crow himself, is very good. So he's definitely someone worth considering in summoning. But what I want to discuss with you guys is why I said at the start of the video, why waiting for more information is so important in Epic 7. And that's mostly just for things like this, the special Mystic Summon, right? Where I'm sure you guys have seen all the different MLs. This is one of the most jam-packed special Mystic Summons we can get with how many powerful units are in here, like up to Harsetti and stuff like that. But we just recently saw the preview kit for ML Arunca. Now guys, if you watched my video for that, my first impressions, holy smokes, I was blown out of the water. I was hoping she wouldn't be as good as she was, because if you can see here, my mystics aren't looking too hot. But I'm glad I didn't spend any on the special mystic summon, because I know for sure now that I want to go all in for ML Arunca, Boss Arunca, when she arrives, because she is a knight's dream, and I can't wait to try out some comps with her. Now that being said, guys, if you already had someone in mind here like Harsetti, some of the powerhouse units, of course, in this Moonlight lineup. Let's go ahead and take a quick look here together. But Harsetti, always strong. Zio, even like things like Archdemon Mercedes after her glow up are very, very worth, you know, pulling. You have units like ML Senya, Sea Phantom Politis, one of the best, and then New Moon Luna, ML Ilinov. If it's anything like that, guys, you can go ahead and pull those without regrets, even with new units that come out, because these are powerhouse units that you can't go wrong with. If you were kind of on the fence, though, with maybe one of the more midline ML5s, it's always best to wait as long as possible, because now we know what Arunca's kit is, and it's kind of just good for information to take forward whenever you are waiting on new heroes, deciding which one to pull. So always take into account how many days, how much time you have left. And it's kind of just comes with experience when Smilegate will release the information for the next ML5. But it's always a waiting game, guys, especially for those of you that are free to play. Mystics are pretty rare in this game, even when you're hustling on all the guild wars and stuff like that. If you just are unlucky like me and you pity most of them, you're going to be hurting for these Mystic medals. So you really, really need to make sure that you're making the best choice for your account. And once again, if you need any questions on who to pull, what to summon for, if it's going to be Boss Arunca or Harsetti, for example, please feel free to ask me in Discord or on any of my live streams, and we can discuss that in future detail. Or I'll probably make a video here talking about all of these, breaking it down with Arunka included. We'll probably just talk about her kit more in detail. But I think that's enough for today, guys. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with a bunch of different topics. But Origin overall, I am very much enjoying. I can't wait to see the rest of the stuff, especially the free rewards next week. Don't forget, we're going to get those free rewards next week. And I appreciate every single one of you watching, tuning in, always supporting. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.